What's up, YouTube? It's the Console Samurai with Grown-Ups Gaming. And yesterday, at a special PlayStation event, Sony officially unveiled the two new pieces of hardware that gamers have been waiting for. The PlayStation 4 Slim model and the new upgraded version of PlayStation 4, previously known as PlayStation 4.5, PlayStation 4K, PlayStation 4 Neo. It is now going to be known as the PlayStation 4 Pro. And it is coming out this year in November, I believe November 10th. In November anyway, this year at a price tag of $400. Now, the PlayStation 4 Slim is also coming out this year. It's actually coming out next week at a price tag of $300, and it's not going to be known as the Slim. It's just going to be known as the regular PlayStation 4, because much like they did with PlayStation 3 and 2 and 1, and Microsoft did with the Xbox 360, it is just a redesign of the standard version. There's not going to be any distinguishing between them. It's just going to be the one they're manufacturing from this point on. And eventually it will replace all the ones on the shelves. Now, to be fair, I don't really think the design is that cool. The design is, it's okay. I really liked the launch version of PlayStation 4. I thought it was cool looking. It was angled and sleek and futuristic, and it was cool. The new one is just really kind of boring. And unfortunately, the Pro is almost the same thing. It just looks like two PlayStation 4 Slims stacked on top of each other. But no one's going to go with the console just because it looks cool. It's all about the functionality or the games. And for functionality, you're not going to go to the Slim because it doesn't have any new functionality. Excuse me. For the functionality, you would go to the PlayStation 4 Pro. And that one, they've actually confirmed, is going to be a upgrade. It's going to be a definite upgrade. It's going to have a better CPU, better GPU, bigger hard drive. It's going to have both more RAM and better RAM than the current PlayStation 4 model. It's all in all just an upgrade. It is going to have 4K output, and it's going to have a couple 4K apps. Netflix and YouTube are both going to have apps specific to the PlayStation 4 that will allow you to watch them in full 4K format, which is pretty cool. The only thing is that, number one, 4K is still not that big a thing. It's the majority of people, I think, still do have 1080p television, so their demographic is probably not as big as they think it is. And if you have a 4K TV, odds are it's going to be a smart TV. So you probably already have the two apps that they're talking about, or something equivalent, to let you watch YouTube and Netflix in 4K. But is it more convenient to just have them on your PlayStation? Yeah, it probably is. Rather than having to worry about changing on your television, you can just switch from a game to whatever streaming media you want to watch. It is more convenient. Now, unfortunately, they did confirm that it is not going to support 4K Blu-ray, which is kind of a disappointment to a lot of gamers, or a lot of people in general, because when you look at the past, you look at PlayStation 2 came with the onboard DVD player, which helped make the decision between Laserdisc and DVD. It was because that came with it on there. DVD definitely took a big leap forward. Same thing with PlayStation 3. When the PlayStation 3 came out with an onboard Blu-ray player, it helped push Blu-ray to the front over Xbox 360 and their aftermarket HD DVD. So a lot of people were expecting some kind of cutting-edge technology from PlayStation 4, or at least PlayStation 4 Pro, and we didn't really get that, which is unfortunate but not really unexpected, because to be honest, it does seem like streaming media and digital media is definitely the way that we are going. Rather than having shelves of, what I have like 800 DVDs over here? I have a ton of DVDs over here. Rather than having shelves of DVDs, it seems like people are just having digital copies. And, it does seem to be the way of the future. So, it's to be expected. But to be fair, the PlayStation 4 Pro is not a bad deal. At the price it is, it's $400 for a pretty good console. It is definitely, it's going to be able to have 4K, it's going to be able to run all the previous games. It's going to be worth the money. But I don't know that it's going to be worth having it alongside your PlayStation 4, which is what they were saying. That it would be a companion to it and you'd keep it right next to it. And I just don't see that. Because it's either not going to be worth spending $400 to upgrade to it, or it's not going to be worth having both. So I'm not really sure what their demographic is, because a lot of the gamers who bought that at launch and dropped $400 on the original PlayStation 4, they're not going to be that eager to necessarily run out and get a new one. And people who've recently bought a PlayStation 4 probably feel a little ripped off that, you know, they just spent, what is it, $300 I think right now for a PlayStation 4, and now this new one's coming out that's so much better for $100 more, or they've got this brand new model coming out in a week for the same price that's much smaller. So I'm not really sure how well either of these are going to be received right now. The PlayStation 4 Pro is definitely pretty cool. It's not a bad deal. As I said, at $400, I like it. I just don't know that I'm going to be upgrading to it yet. But it does actually show that it is going to be the first step toward the end of clear-cut console generations, as I mentioned in previous videos. But tell me what you think. What do you think of the PlayStation 4 Slim model and the PlayStation 4 Pro? Do you like them? Do you think that they are actually going to be successful? Do you think the Pro is actually worth upgrading to if you already have a PlayStation 4? Or do you think the PlayStation 4 Pro is actually worth coming over to PlayStation to get one and to enjoy the games on that? Either way, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Once again, I am the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.